Hi everyone, this is Brian with Anderson Pens, and today I want to take a look at the Sailor Ebonite King of Pen. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we have the packaging for the Sailor Ebonite King of Pen. It comes in this rather large box. We've got a sleeve here, so let's take the sleeve off. Set that aside, and you can see it's just a beautiful, beautiful dark stained box, and in the corner here we have the King of Pen. So quite a fitting box for what is such a grand writing instrument. And we've got a little brochure here about handling Ebonite pens, and it's on typical sailor paper. If you can see the interesting grain on the paper. We've got a little brochure here about the Naginata Togi nib, and you can see there's a shadow of the Naginata Togi. It's an interesting nib, and we'll look at that in just a second. We've got a polish cloth, some cartridges, a bottle of ink, and here is what we want to look at. I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to take a look at the King of Pen, the Ebonite. So this is different from the other Ebonite or the other King of Pen versions. This is made entirely out of Ebonite with the exception of the resin section, and we'll look at that in a bit, but let's take a look at this. We've got the Rhodium Trim version here, and the first thing you immediately notice, there is no cap band. There's no trim band here. There's no trim band on the end of the barrel like the regular King of Pen. It's a very simple, very typical Japanese design. Very simple. There's really no trim anywhere. When we open it up, we do have a trim ring here at the end of the section, and again the section is made out of resin, and there's our nib, rhodium plated 21 karat gold. Now with most urushi or ebonite pens, a lot of them you don't really want to post. This one you can post. What Sailor does is they actually have on the inside here, you can see it there, there's a silicone ring that protects the barrel when you post it. So it goes on, you can actually feel it's a nice snug fit. So this pen you can post without worrying about, it is not a urushi lacquer, but you can could post it. The nib is typical sailor ornamentation here, but as you can see, the tines are very long, and as typical with King of Pen, there is some softness to the nib. Now this is the Naginata Togi broad, and that's identified by the side here where it says NB on the side of the nib instead of the standard nib markings. Take a look at the underside here. Standard King of Pen feed. And if we open it up, it's got the standard converter, or you can use regular Sailor cartridges. Now with the Naginata Togi series, the nibs have the ability to have some line variation based on the angle of the pen, similar to the zoom nib. In fact, most of the Sailor Bespoke nibs have this ability. You can write upside down, you can write at a very high angle to achieve some line variation. On the Naginata Togi nibs, the line variation is minimal, but there is some variance. and most of the Naginata Togi nibs are going to be a little bit broader than their standard counterparts. So a Naginata Togi medium is really more like a regular broad. They have a tendency to be a little bit juicier, a little bit wetter, and that's kind of how they run. Now we want to compare it to the standard 1911 King of Pen. You can see quite a difference. So the Ebonite is very, very simple in design, and actually a hair longer. But same clip, of course. And taking a look at the nibs, I've got a medium on one side on the left here, and the Naginata Togi on the right. So you can see it's a hair bigger. Kind of hard to see that, but. And of course with Ebonite, it does warm in the hand. It's got a very warming sensation. The Ebonite will pick up that heat. It won't be as cold as a typical resin pen, and they're just lovely pens. And I think the Sailor Ebonite King of Pen is really a beautiful, beautiful pen. So there you have it, the Sailor Ebonite King of Pen. Be sure to check us out online at andersonpens.com, our store in Appleton, Wisconsin, or at any number of pen shows nationwide.